I'm joined by our film critic Lisa Nesselson. Hello, Lisa. We're going to start off by looking at a film that's out today here in France that just got nominated for 6 Oscars, and that's Dallas Buyers Club. Is it any good?
Without question. This is a terrific piece of filmmaking, and it happens to be one of the 6 out of the 9 Best Picture nominees that is based on the life of a real person. You may have heard that Matthew McConaughey lost 45 pounds, that's 20 kilos, to play Ron Woodruff, a racist and homophobic, hard-drinking, womanizing Texas redneck who, in 1986, was diagnosed with AIDS and given 30 days to live.
And which was that was a typical prognosis back then?
Pretty much, yes. What we tend to forget is that nobody knew how to treat HIV 27 years ago. Clinical trials with AZT were just starting, and Ron became a self-taught expert out of necessity on alternative treatments using just the library, the telephone, this was before the internet, and his own horse sense. And he managed to live another 7 years while finding loopholes to help others with the disease. Let's watch.
Nice restaurant, beautiful woman. I swear I feel like a human again.
Mr. Woodruff, what is going on?
People are dying.
You're nothing more than a common drug dealer.
TJ, this is Rayon. Freaking homo. One life. Wanted to mean something.
Just let me be.
So I gather he evolved from his homophobic intolerance.
You bet. That's part of what makes the story so interesting, because Ron was as straight as they come, but he was forced to make common cause with the very people he'd blindly held in contempt his entire life. And it's heartening to see, it wasn't that long ago, and so much has changed for the better in public attitudes. AIDS was then seen as an exclusively gay plague, and the people who got it were ostracized. Ron was ejected from his circle of redneck buddies overnight. And it's a good story of one man fighting the system. In fact, 2 systems, the U.S. government, which refused to authorize certain treatments, and his own immune system, which every day is trying to kill him. So here's the director to tell us what McConaughey did to make that struggle visible.
I was happy after he lost 15 kilos, but then he lost 20, and he really pushed himself. He needed to do that. I don't think the character or the role demanded that much, but for him it was essential to lose that weight. And he created quite a unique character.
It took a while to bring this story to the screen, didn't it?
Just about 20 years. At one point, it was slated to star Brad Pitt and Ryan Gosling, and I'm sure they would have been very good. But Matthew McConaughey and Jared Leto as his unlikely sidekick, the cross-dressing Rayon. Really, they couldn't be better. See it.
I can't wait to check it out. Now, we're going to go from a real person to a fictional one. The character Tom Clancy invented, Jack Ryan. He's back, played this time by Chris Pine in Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit, or the Ryan Initiative, as it's called here in France. Worth a look?
Absolutely. This may be the most dumb fun I've had at this kind of movie since Tom Cruise was dangling off the world's tallest building in Mission Impossible 4. And Kenneth Branagh directed it and co-stars as a Russian oligarch bent on revenge against the United States. I've always liked movies that pit the Yanks and the Ruskies against each other, and they've come up with some semi-plausible excuses to sort of revive that Cold War ethic. The less you know going in, the better, I'd say. But if you're in the mood for a well-cast adventure flick with perhaps a few fewer gaping holes than usual, this is a pretty safe choice. Here are the star and the director.
I love this series. I love spy fiction. I love those Tom Clancy novels.
People have loved these 13, 14 books and this character across 4 movies because there's something in him we recognize. Jack Ryan is an everyman. He has a brilliant mind, but in many other ways he's like us.
Now, Lisa, you often mention that France boasts an incredible number of skilled animators. Some of their handiwork is out here in France today.
Yes, the film is called Minuscule. It has a very basic storyline, but it's incredibly creative and entertaining. No dialogue, just sound effects, so it's suitable for the whole family, and the critters in this would get along with the minions in Despicable Me. They just go... So in a mountain valley, a couple of ladybugs are the proud parents of 3 lady buglets. As soon as they're born, they teach their offspring how to fly, and they're they're off. But one bug gets separated, and he ends up discovering the sugar cubes left behind by a picnicking human couple. The ladybug becomes friendly with a group of black ants who are forced to confront an army of evil red ants, and it's adorable. The seamless melding of real backdrops and animation is absolutely outstanding, as you can see there, and there is no reason why it shouldn't grace screens all over the world. Let's keep watching.
All right, thank you very much, Lisa. It's time now for our sports roundup, starting off